listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire friggin' show on MMM Show 75. We did it right this time, Byron.
That was really good timing. That was I felt
like
really happy about that.
We used to do the show back in the day when it was like me, you, and Casey and your cat in a room together with a mixing console and like all sorts of complicated technology. Like it was harder to do this show back when it was audio only when we first started than it is now. Like by a long shot.
We had a mixer. We had 7 different microphones. We had a pizza for about 23 people and about 15 masks just scattered everywhere for pictures.
Right.
But it was still audio only.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it was. It was just photo ops. All right, Byron. So
yeah,
I got to ask you, the elephant in the room. A couple of guys that we know went to a wrestling show a few weeks ago, and then one of them has COVID now, and it's tragic. It's totally fucked up. What do you think about that situation?
I don't want to say the Azteca Underground stuff has been that bad, but let's just say I haven't been able to get out of bed since I saw it.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Byron is alive, but he's not healthy.
Yeah.
How are you holding up, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, so I tested positive. Hold on a second.
Wow, he even muted for the cough. That was very polite of you.
I haven't been talking a lot today, so I have to warm up, and I cough a lot when I start talking. I tested positive. I have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and I wore my mask for all the stuff except Battle Riot. And like,
right. I mean, it's so weird. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of freaked me out a little bit because it was like I was getting more comfortable with the world again. I kind of had released a lot of my own personal fear, and I feel like you were kind of in the same ballpark. Though you've been in LA recently, which is a little more locked down than I think a lot of the rest of the world. But I had been on the East Coast a lot, man, and I'd been Florida and South Carolina and Georgia and Kentucky and Tennessee and these places where it was just like people were acting like COVID didn't really even exist anymore. And I had just kind of gotten into that swing of things too. And I make no judgment, honestly, about anyone's political affiliation or what your thoughts are on it and whatnot. But look, the simple math is this. Me and Byron went to a wrestling show. We didn't wear masks a whole bunch of the time. And poor fucking Byron over here now has the vid.
Yeah.
He's got the ick. It's freaking horrifying, man. It sucks.
When I first, thankfully, like where I'm at right now, I'm pretty good. I cough. I have a lot more energy now. I was so fatigued I couldn't sit at a computer for 2 hours for most of the last week or so. But now I'm just waiting it out. I don't cough all that much.
How's the smell and taste? Like if I farted in your mouth, would you be able to taste it and smell it?
Please don't do that. It never went away. I have my smell. I have my taste. I never had a fever, which is why I was so kind of shocked. I thought I had a head cold or something because I wasn't sleeping and I was overworking myself. But when I found out, I actually found out like halfway through Dynamite, that I got my positive test result. And it's like my stomach just sunk because now, I have to take care of myself, but first, as soon as possible, I have to tell every single person that I've been in contact with, what happened. So like,
I remember you were hitting me up like, hey, how are you feeling? And I was like, I'm feeling all right. Why? What's going on? Byron?
Yeah. As soon as I started feeling bad, Justin was my baseline case or whatever it was, whatever I compare myself to. Justin was fine. So I didn't think I had COVID. I thought.
Well, also, but I didn't. I drove to Philly, and I had that whole ordeal with the car and everything. And so, maybe it was at the event, maybe it was just the traveling in general. But look, man, as you've seen on television the past couple of weeks, wrestling is back, and we're talking full arenas, of people in tight spaces, not very many wearing masks anymore. So look, wrestling fans, be careful. Like this could happen to you too. Byron's vaccinated, and we went to a show and we thought we were safe, and it wasn't even that big a show. And other people are going to shows with 20,000-30,000 people in them right now. So like, please, people, please, wrestling fans and people out there in the world, just be careful, man. Use your best judgment. And I'm not preaching on whether you should wear a mask or get vaccinated or any of that shit. I'm just saying, use your best judgment. Know that there are still risks out there. We took a risk and it didn't entirely pay off for Byron. We don't know for sure that that's where he got it or how it happened, but
I wanted the Lucha Brothers to show up. If they showed up, then it would have been even, I think.
Right.
But no, it's like, I mean, I'm vaccinated. I have my theories on the Johnson & Johnson and how I want to boost it with the mRNA. I have a lot of time to do a lot of Googling, but thankfully no one I've been around tested positive.
I'd like to say it was your Uber driver. I think it was your Uber guy.
I think it was my Lyft driver.
Lyft Uber.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't.
No, that's good that it's Lyft.
For whatever,
I may or may not have stock in Uber, so let's say it was Lyft.
But like, yeah, I was getting major. I just take vitamin vibes from this guy. And I was like, that's cool. And I didn't wear my mask for that one car ride. I wore it all the other car rides. I wore it in the airport. I was like, it's so nice to breathe. And then he had learned Japanese and had gone over a few times, and I'm learning Japanese. As you know, we try and talk Japanese to each other sometimes, and so I got distracted by him like giving me tips. I'm like, this is an okay guy,
right?
But he's definitely one of those I just take vitamins. And I'll say, listen, it's better, wear your mask if you're going to be inside at one of these events where you're screaming and everything is happening. The Delta variant is gonna get everyone. If you're in some podunk town, like anywhere that is not Los Angeles or New York, maybe you're fine. You have less density, less chance.
Yeah, but like I didn't feel so bad in Cleveland. And even in Cleveland, people were being a little safer the whole time. But hey, as you saw from SmackDown this week, there was 14 to 16,000 people in that place with no masks on. I mean,
yeah. And so
good luck, people. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I love wrestling. I want to go to more shows. I mean, Byron and I were like, look, this is crazy, but fuck it. Let's go to Philadelphia and see what MLW does with El Jefe.
We're back. Real life is back.
We haven't gone to a show together in like 3 years now. So it was like, fuck, we got to go do this, man. It was the last season of Lucha Underground was the last time I think I was at a show with you, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I know I've been at a couple where Jimmy was there and other people, but I don't think I've been to a show with you in years. Yeah, since the end of Lucha Underground.
Yeah, if all goes well, I don't know your schedule, and I also don't know the day of the show anymore because it feels like 2 days ago.
You've tuned off the world, right? I mean, you're just focusing on binge watching TV and getting better, I hope.
Yeah, hold on. I'm about to blast the link out on the Twitter for this.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, you go blast out a link because I've got other important news, not to downplay your COVID-y plight in life.
I do. I just wanted to say, hopefully, when by the time I'm better and you have time off work, we can go to that GCW show front row.
Oh man, I've got tickets we've got tickets to other MLW shows too. Who knows if we'll get to them at this point, especially after this occurrence. But
I need to go and I need to have a word.
Yeah, like, hey, GCW, stop spreading the vid. Anyway, another bit of super important news, and honestly, this week's show is going to be just chock full of big news. But the second big important piece of news, I am not going to screw this up this year. He will never hear this anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Happy birthday, Casey. It's your birthday this week, and I'm going to actually remember before the fact. I'm saying happy birthday. Like, look, dude, I actually remembered. I remembered when your birthday was. Happy birthday, Casey. We love you. We miss you. Kinda. Not well, maybe. I mean, it's been nice at times having you around. Well, Byron, what's something I can say that's not a lie about Casey?
Here's not a lie. our friend Brandon, who guest hosted with us one time, wished him a happy birthday, and Casey unblocked him, told him to eat shit, and also said thank you.
Oh, well, that's sweet. So, well, maybe he'll unblock the whole show then. Casey, happy birthday. You are years old. That was Byron's COVID getting in the way there. And we're very proud of you that you've made it this far in life. I think we can say that, right? We're proud that he's made it this far.
I definitely had lower expectations of him.
Yeah. So, and even look, Gote says happy birthday to you too, Casey. Like, look, people are acknowledging you. In other big news, Thunder Rosa. Last week, Bryan was in the chat here on the show, and he said that Thunder Rosa had some big news coming. So we knew that there was something big happening. And then I woke up the next morning, and it was announced that Thunder Rosa was going to be part of the community outreach team at AEW. And I was like, oh, that's super cool. Strange that they would do that when she doesn't work there. And sure enough, a few hours later, we find out that Thunder Rosa is, in fact, all elite.
Yeah.
How dope is that?
I got to tell you, they have a knack for timing. It's so weird how they signed her contract on her birthday.
It was, and it was her birthday as well. Happy birthday, Thunder Rosa.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Casey. Happy birthday, Thunder Rosa. Happy birthday to all the birthday-ish birthday people.
Yeah, here's a fun thing. I just made a boomerang, and I posted it, and then I didn't tag everyone. Another really cool thing is AEW does a really cool job of announcing the contract signings on like specific special days for people, like their birthdays, which is really cool. There's a thing going on with AEW where they're kind of like nice to people, like nice to the employees and nice to the fans. You may not
on their
like
birthdays.
everything on their birthday, and Penta and Phoenix even get to win on shows that don't matter. So everyone gets something,
I mean, WWE does stuff like that too. It's like you come to your hometown, you get to pick up a loss at WrestleMania. You have like a birthday, you get to debut on a big show and lose to a guy that's half your size. WWE is really good about that stuff too. They make sure that it's a very special and memorable birthday for you.
Gonna stretch and show a shirt that no one's gonna recognize unless you live in Las Vegas. This is one of the original
Cross
shirts. Yeah,
I have one of those too, but I think it's in storage.
Yeah, that was really fun. On his birthday, they had him lose to Jeff Hardy, who, by the way, is out with COVID.
Yes, and I want to talk about that some more too, because things have progressed there, and there's been a lot of talk and chatter, and I want to dispel some of the myths, even though we dispelled some of it last week. But I have a few more facts about some of those situations now. But someone else debuted and is part of AEW as well, but did not get the cool so-and-so is all elite banner that Thunder Rosa got, which is Chavo. Lucha Underground's very own Chavo Guerrero. Chavito. Ay, Chavito.
You don't have to do that, do you?
I mean, it's kind of mandatory, isn't it?
I guess.
Look, I have a weird love for Chavo and a hate for him as a character, but a love for him as a human being. Chavo's a homie. But it was just very funny to see that, all this hype on Mel getting signed to AEW, but then Chavo was like actually on the show. He's in kind of a key spot, and it's like no fanfare from AEW at all.
It's a weird
just
thing.
Like, yeah, of course Chavo's here. It's like Mark Henry, big deal. Christian Cage, big deal. This guy's a former WWE Tag Team Champion. He's held gold all over the place. He's been, a key figure in wrestling for a long, long time. And I feel like he just didn't get the same hype that everybody else got. Why is Chavo getting dissed on? Is it because he still has you blocked on Twitter, Byron? Did you do this? Did you tell Tony to not give him the fanfare?
We are friends. We are friends on Instagram, and he did shake my hand after I paid him $20 in Brooklyn, in Staten Island, one time. Right? So like we're cool, but I mean, there are rumors that some people listen to this show, and if you listen to the show, then you know of the history, and maybe you formed your own opinions about how someone like me has been treated. So maybe, I don't know. These are just rumors being spread, conjecture. But maybe someone already has opinions and was like, just let him go talk for the guy who wants to talk for himself anyway.
Right, which is another thing I'm gonna get into heavily today because I have some thoughts on that.
I like Chavo.
Goatse asks, "You think Chavo will go on your show?" All right, so here's the story, Goatse. Here's the shoot. Here's the real deal. Chavo was all set to do our show for this past Expo Lucha. He was going to be on the show, and then he was like, "Wait a minute. This is in conjunction with Mass Republic. Fuck those guys. They don't pay people. They don't do this, that, and the other thing." And he had some bitches and some gripes. So, and it had nothing to do with us. Chavo wanted to do me a solid. Chavo and I have developed a TV show together that we've kind of worked on for him doing some like home build stuff. So, you know, I've spent hours and hours on the phone with Chavo. I know his whole life story. We've talked about all sorts of stuff. I have interviews with him that I've done for that. So it is no heat with me. Chavo apparently has heat with Kleinrock though. And at the end of the day, he just backed out of the whole thing. It was while he was over in New Zealand or Australia or wherever they were filming, some of the wrestling stuff for the Rock sitcom. He was over there. So he had plenty of time because he was in like a 14-day quarantine. So it wasn't a scheduling thing. He just at the end of the day was like, yeah, you know what, man, I just can't do those guys any favors. Like I can't see doing your thing for free for those guys to benefit off of it. And since then, I talked to him about it one other time, but he's got his own podcast now. And it's like, now he really is busy as hell. And he's doing AEW and he's still doing stuff for Rock Show. So I don't know that we'll ever get Chavo, but it'd be great. I mean, I've talked to him about all sorts of cool backstage Lucha Underground stuff, and I'd love to get him on here and pick his brain. And a lot of the other bosses have done the show, and especially after he saw Skip, like he watched the Skip stuff on the show, I think, and he was like, "Dang, I got to do the show and talk about Lucha Underground," because the thing is, this may not be the hugest show in the world, but it is. Everyone knows that this is the one place. Like, if you're going to come and talk about Lucha Underground, if you got something to say about Lucha Underground, this is still the place to do it. Even long after the fact, it's kind of a Lucha Underground nostalgia show at this point to a certain extent. So that is the real shoot story behind Chavo Guerrero in this particular program. He is a friend of the show. I would consider him a friend of the show. I would consider him a friend in general. But he still may or may not do the show ever for his own personal reasons. It doesn't really offer him much other than just coming on and shooting the shit about the show. So if he feels so inclined to do that, but he's got his own podcast too. It's one of the reasons why we weren't able to get Swerve. I almost had him lined up at one point to come do the show, but then literally 2 weeks before we were going to have him on potentially, he started his own podcast and it was just like burnt out. He was like talking about all the same shit already. Like, why does he want to come on our show and talk about it when he's got his own show to plug? Right. So, you know, and that tends to be the case with a few people. It's like, you might get them, you might not. And we don't claim to be some big, huge thing. I don't claim that this is going to do anything for anyone's career. It's like, dude, if you want to come on and shoot the shit, come on and shoot the shit. If if you want a big time because you got other stuff going on or you're too big for our show, then don't. It's fine. No harm, no foul. I don't expect them to all of a sudden be like, yeah, Mass Massive Bam is where it's at. I'm going to get 1 million followers. I'm going to sell hundreds and thousands of t-shirts from being on that show. We know that's not the case, but a lot of industry people still listen to the show, still respect us. And, if they want to come on, the door's always open. We're glad to have on any guest. Just know that this is not going to be your regular interview. This is not going to be you just shilling your whatever you're hyping today. We want to talk to you about like cool things that you've done in the past, things that we actually respect. And we want to talk to you like a human being. We don't want to talk to you like you're some big time, whatever. Like if you can't come on the show and be a homie, don't come on this show.
Yeah.
It's not the place for you.
Tell us about your favorite movies about serial killers or something.
Yeah, I mean, we're like, if you watch our Paul London interviews, that's this show. Like, just shooting the shit, or Marty, or
him again,
or Karrion Kross, even like. And Kross would love to do the show, but it's like a weird thing with WWE, and you got to jump through all these hoops. And I'm like, I don't fucking care enough to do that. Like, I talk to Kross all the time. Like, do I need to have him on the show? No. Anyway, that's the Chavo thing. And thank you, Goatse. I appreciate it. Goatse says, come on, mate. This is the best wrestling show, all wrestling stuff. Yeah. So a couple other things that I kind of want to talk about.
Should we do a thing before?
Sure. You want to do a thing? Yeah, let's do a commercial. We kind of set up the intro. Happy birthday, Thunder Rosa. Happy birthday, Casey. Chavo, come on the show when you're ready to. And we're gonna which one are we gonna do? Denise? We're gonna do Denise?
I'm gonna do the Eat Like a Luchador one again.
Oh, we're gonna do the book. We're gonna do the book. This one is so exciting. You guys are so high energy. Guys, if you're not pumped right now,
there is a brand new cookbook out called Eat Like a Luchador by the Legends of Lucha Libre. Did you hear about that?
I have heard about it. I may even make an appearance. Super Astro has put his recipe for his world famous torta.
Kaya Valkyrie, who you are seeing now star on NXT as Frankie Monet.
Ray Fenix. I believe Pentagon is in there as well.
From the ring to the kitchen, this book celebrates Lucha Libre with popular Mexican dishes, offering a modern twist from iconic athletes. That's where Meefloaf comes in. Legends, superstars,
and the Super Astro.
This one-of-a-kind cookbook for wrestling fans and aspiring chefs, now available for booksellers everywhere. Buy the book, Eat Like a Luchador, on shelves, on digital shelves. Buy it now.
Take care, guys. Buy the book.
All right, Byron, before I get into GCW, before I get into MLW Battle Riot, which finally aired, before I get into
we're going to get into
it. And all those things, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about.
Are we going to...
First of all, what?
I don't know at all anything you're bringing up, but are we going to say anything about Super Porky?
Please be my guest.
I don't know anything to say except he was a tremendous performer and he passed away and he's a legend. And he will be missed. I was hoping that Casey or Meefloaf would be able to come on because they
I don't think Casey's up to it tonight. It's late for Casey.
Yeah,
Casey doesn't do after like 6:30 at night.
Yeah,
he's like super active on Twitter at like 4 p.m.
He's probably active on Twitter now. He's still talking to Jim about t-shirts in the DM.
Yeah,
but
that's
he's
not
going to do this. But and Meefloaf, I mean, he'll pop up.
I think actually, you know what? I do want to talk. I do kind of want to talk about Battle Riot first. I kind of want to talk. Let's get into that because it's Lucha Underground-esque related. We were there for it. Seeing it on TV. I think the first thing to say is, oh yeah, you're right, Rebecca. Rest in peace, Super Porky. I do want to say, Luis Fernandez Gil is a damn Gil Fernandez. Did I say that right? Anyway, Luis is a fucking god. That guy has so much camera. It's Casey's birthday this week. We're saying happy birthday to Casey, but he's not feeling great, so he's not coming. Yes, Casey is playing with dolls, Goatse. But Zeus, we will make sure that Casey knows that you say happy birthday to him.
I gotta say that when I talked to a friend who works backstage, he said, and he's been doing MLW.
Backstage at MLW?
At MLW. He's been doing it for a minute. He said when Luis walked in the room, like he got starstruck.
I mean, the guy, like, and the thing is, he's just an actor, guys. Like, he's just an actor. Yeah. But he has figured out the fucking wrestling thing, man. Like, he knows how to get in that ring and look like a damn alpha. The guy weighs like 132 pounds soaking wet. And he gets in there. He stands toe-to-toe. Those guys were bumping around the ring, even when we were there live. And he just nonchalantly kind of sauntered over to the corner, let them do the spots, didn't shake him up at all. You know, and this is so different from the Luis you saw in like season 2 of Lucha Underground when he first starts going to the ring. And, you know, he doesn't quite know what to do. He doesn't quite know how to stay in character and have his presence felt. And
the first program that he gets to actually, he breaks in as a manager against Mil Moretez.
Yeah, exactly. The guy who will throw anybody in his way around. Like Ricky don't give up a...
He was throwing punches at his bosses at house shows. The 3 house shows that Lucha Underground did. He's still like bound like Eric and was like throwing his punch at him.
And then backstage, she's like, "Oh, wasn't that fun? You guys are great. Thanks, guys." Like Ricky's crazy people.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like whatever you think about how they're booking it and how they're writing it. And I've got some thoughts on that too. And there's been a lot of comments out there about that stuff. It's just the way he came to the ring, his presence and what he was able to do with that moment was great. I just think that, oh, and Brian, hey, Brian's here again.
Hey, Brian.
It has been a great week. We said happy birthday and congratulations to Thunder Rosa, who is now all elite, which is amazing. And we're very proud of her for getting more fanfare than Chavo Guerrero.
And congratulations on, we should, since Brian's here, we should bring this up. So like Mission Pro, they just bought a trailer. They're trying to become, they're still a brand new promotion. They're becoming more and more self-sufficient. That's one of their goals. So they bought a trailer to move around the ring. And also, I believe the auction is still going. Brian, maybe you can provide details or correct me, but Thunder Rosa is auctioning off ring-worn NWA gear. And the proceeds will go towards funding Mission Pro and their shows and their operations.
When is Mission Pro hitting Cleveland? Like anybody wants to take a show to Cleveland. Trailer truck and a new ring. Oh, snap. Wow.
All right.
Wow. Big time. Congratulations on that. Been a huge week. And then Thunder Rosa doing some of the community outreach stuff too. Like the whole thing is just amazing.
So hit up the I guess put the link here maybe, or hit up Mission Pro, Thunder Rosa, and Brian's Twitters for the link to the auction. Bid on that gear, help them out.
That's freaking amazing stuff. So we're so proud of Thunder Rosa, especially since we're going back to season 2 and watching her grab all on Daga's leg and chase him around the ring. I'm sure Brian really wants to rewatch those episodes with us, right?
And then Stryker just
makes it even worse.
Anything Stryker says about any of that sort of stuff, commentary. I love Stryker.
Yeah. Cleveland, the city on a swamp.
That's the city state of Florida, dude.
Yeah, Cleveland's not really a city on a swamp. It's on a lake, but but we managed to set the water on fire every now and then. But that's okay because now we have Guardians. And Guardians will protect us.
That's
if
dumb.
you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably not a sports fan, but it's okay.
Yeah, if you don't know, you're better off. Save the aggravation.
Oh man, oh God, Brian, I didn't miss this comment. Brian says Cleveland tour after the Browns win the Super Bowl. Hey man, look, the team is all right this year. I'm not too worried about the Browns.
Did he just tell you to fuck off?
Basically, that's okay. Look, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Don't worry about it, man. Like, look, if the Browns get to the playoffs again, I'll be happy. I don't know if they'll go all the way to the Super Bowl, but we're just happy to have a decent team, and we'll take that for now. And, maybe Stipe Miocic will get a rematch for his UFC title one of these days. But he was a terrible champion. As much as I love the guy, he was so bad for business. There's a reason why he's not getting that rematch. Dana White is like, that guy's soul sucking. I don't want to have to give him back the belt. He won't do interviews. When he does, he's like, yeah, I fight good sometimes. Yeah. Cleveland rocks. So he's like, even Clevelanders are like, Jesus Christ, Stipe, you are so boring. Man. People want that Jorge Masvidal personality out of their fucking fighters. They don't want fucking Stipe Miocic. He could never be a professional wrestler. Oh my God. You would have to, like, I don't know. You would have to pair him up with the ghost of Bobby the Brain Heenan to make it work. I don't know.
Oh no. Okay. People are just lining up, taking shots now at you.
What?
Rebecca Locke says, love you, Justin. Well, then why are you saying the rest of this? But Cleveland is where QB's careers go to die.
Well, there was a point in time where if you had every quarterback's jersey in the 5-year period in Cleveland, you would have had like 24 quarterback jerseys. So she's not wrong. I can't even argue that one. She's totally not wrong. Oh, Jesus, we're just going to pile on here.
Juice King says, my sister flew for Continental, had to go to Cleveland. She said everyone calls it the city on the swamp. So not only is Zeus King piling on, he's bringing everyone that his sister knows in on it too.
Wow. Like the entire Continental Airways staff.
Yeah.
Well, that airline doesn't exist anymore, so...
Who got the last laugh?
Yeah, except also when Continental ceased to exist, Cleveland stopped being a hub, and now I can't get direct flights to anywhere except on Spirit. Yay.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, Spirit is like the only direct flight to LA. It is. I'm flying back on that at some point in time before I go to Brussels. No, am I going to Brussels? Yeah. Anyway, Belgium. So... MLW, I'm curious, and you guys in the chat can tell us if you saw Battle Riot and what you guys think of El Jefe at MLW as opposed to Lucha Underground. I think it is a little bit different presentation. You know, they haven't really approached any of the supernatural part of it. They're just they've basically made his character like they're acknowledging Lucha Underground and the fact that he was like this booker of great things, and he helped propel, you know, all this new young talent, and kind of saying that he's going to bring more of that to MLW, which honestly, like, look, if we're being realistic, that is the best case scenario. We know that all the Lucha Underground talent, all the big names are tied up somewhere else. You can't really reboot what Lucha Underground was. You're not going to have Rodriguez and Mark Burnett Productions involved anymore. So there's certain elements you're never going to get back. But
well, here's the deal. You just have Mil Muertes. You don't have anything else. He showed up and he's like, I know the best luchadors, blah, blah, blah. The only people who showed up that week for the taping, to be blunt, was, is it Aramis and
Ares.
And they were dope. They were awesome. But it's not a lucha show.
No, but they were great. Oh, hey, check this out. The first taping of Sabotage Rising is set for... Wow, Sabotage is doing their own show now, too? Amazing. There's so much wrestling out there right now.
Wow.
Holy crap. There's just... Everybody is doing shows. How is... Byron... I have to quit my job. I have to quit my job.
Oh,
I want to watch all these shows. I want to watch NWA. I want to watch Impact. I didn't even get to Impact this week.
I didn't. I mean, I barely.
GCW kind of sucked up all my extra time.
I did what? Yeah.
And I watched Battle Riot, even though we were there. I watched that again because I wanted to see how they cut it together. And I liked that the promo that El Jefe, Cesar Duran cut earlier in the evening was tied into the actual thing, and they kind of put some storyline into that because the actual Battle Riot thing, it was super duper long.
I thought it was, but I thought two things. It was cool to get the Cesar Duran promo right off the bat.
Yes.
Who the fuck are you? Start. The Who the Fuck Are You was a great moment. Great moment.
So good.
And also, like,
that was ad-libbed, by the way. That was not in the script.
Yeah.
That was just Luis, like, figuring out wrestling, and he was just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No, it's he was about to have a segment with Conan afterwards. He probably learned that from Conan. But also, introducing the new LAX right off the bat was awesome.
And I am a huge Slice Boogie fan. We have been saying a lot of great stuff about Danny Limelight.
He has a different name, though, doesn't he?
He's Rivera, I think, at MLW.
Yeah, that was great how he's like, hey, everybody, you all know me by Rivera now. And then Jordan Oliver
still called him Danny Limelight the whole time, made a bunch of Limelight jokes. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Jordan Oliver.
I watched him way too many times this weekend at GCW and Battle Riot. I could probably...
Yeah, he was all over indie wrestling this weekend, huh?
I could kind of do without him, especially when he's next to much better talent.
I mean, look, he's
Myron Reed is phenomenal.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I was blanking on names because my brain is at
lesser. Well, Myron Reed is the one that Jefe told, who the fuck are you, right?
Yeah, but that's awesome.
Myron was just trying to keep Jordan from jacking up his promo time, I think. I think Myron was just like, I need my stick time. And then Hefe was just like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
was great.
But that's great because he gets in the moment, he gets in the gift. That's what in wrestling you want to be on the other side of those things.
Yeah, like it was very, very well done. So I just thought it was interesting. I thought that Battle Riot was a good taste of a lot of what MLW has to offer. I thought that they really let the ring pile up too much, though, with a 40-man tournament. I feel like
look at this.
I could see the segments that they were booking.
Yeah, like a lot of people, I'm sure, felt the same thing. Too many guys in the ring at this time. Also, like it ruined. Your entrances are a big deal on these things, and you come in and you hit a couple of your moves, and you get as big of a pop as you can from the people. And you had someone. The
60-second timing was weird too, though. Like in a 40-man battle royal, going at a 60-second hard clock. And guys weren't coming in and doing their spots fast.
No,
like it was like I think they needed to be told that they have to hit their fucking spots quicker.
Matt Cross ran in the ring, with a sad Cleveland face on, and then just kind of like tapped.
Oh, now Cross is my fault. The other Cross.
Well, you guys are practically related. You're from Cleveland. Oh. By the way, I've been interviewing for a show that would be in Columbus, Ohio. If I guess hear back from them, I'd want to talk to you about and get the lay of the land.
Columbus is great. I mean, it's a college town, but it's also a bigger. I mean, Ohio State University is there, and it's the biggest undergrad population in the country.
I can maybe educate myself a bit more while I'm working.
Yeah, be careful, man. They like to set cars and stuff on fire when they win football games. They're crazy down there.
I'm a little crazy.
Oh, it's a town full of college kids. The timing was just weird to me. Again, GCW has good talent available, or MLW, sorry, has good talent available to them. They have great ideas. I think that they were putting the right guys in the ring at the right time. They just weren't getting enough of them out of there. But Zen Shi, man, love that kid. He's one of AR Fox's pupils. He was doing his own version of the Kofi gimmick, which I totally was digging, and they did miss a little bit of it in the video.
When he get the table?
Yeah, they missed a couple of spots that he did. Like the whole time Byron and I were just glued to him because he's on the side and he's doing all these like save yourself from being eliminated spots, and they were great. But also at the same time he's doing them, there's 20 guys in the ring. How do what do you do with that?
It's funny. He was doing the indie version of Kofi's spot, because Kofi does do it once, make it a big deal at the Rumble, do it once a year, and have all the cameras on it. That's going to be your video package for 4 months.
Right. But it's also the timing of it is so perfect.
Times in one match.
The timing of it for Kofi is usually so perfect. It's when they finally start clearing out the ring a little bit. Things are calmed down. You have longer between entrances. Kofi gets in his little spot and then he chills. And then he comes back and then he does another one and then he chills. Like it fits so perfectly to the rhythm of what they're doing. And it keeps you going through the middle until you start to get to your big finale stuff. Blue Meanie being in the match was, again, amazing to me. That was huge pop. One of the surprises. And then your winner, Hammerstone. Yay. God, so happy to see he's going to be back out here doing dates for PCW again, too. Yay.
Here's the thing about Hammerstone.
Yay, Hammerstone.
Like, we obviously, I don't know if anyone here can pick up on.
I'm super excited about Alexander Hammerstone.
So we don't like him.
His name is Alexander Hammerstone.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Can't help it.
Did I tell you guys that I saw Hamilton with the original cast?
Is your COVID feeling better yet?
It comes and goes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring you back down to earth so
I
hard.
took a nap like right before this podcast, and I might have to lie down during it. Hammerstone, I think sucks. You think sucks, but here's the thing about it: he was the most.
I don't think he sucks. I don't think he sucks.
I don't like his act. We don't like his act.
I think that he is surprisingly untrained.
He is incredibly over. So also, like, no matter what we say, whatever. But yeah, here's the Hulkamania thing. Like, first of all, we all grew up as kids loving the Hulk Hogan thing, the finger point. It's been ingrained in us. And this was a moment where everyone was itching to have fun. He came out in Hogan stuff. We're like, okay, he's probably doing like the tribute to the part where Hogan wrestles and has fun, and not to the part where Hogan, the other stuff that he says.
Right.
So let's enjoy the wrestling part. He comes out. He can't even hit a big boot. He barely does a finger point on accident.
He doesn't even do his own versions of those things.
Everyone's itching. Like, he could have blown the roof off. It's a brand new roof. Like, he could have blown it off just by doing a little bit of Hulk Hogan. He barely did the Hulk Hogan flex after he won. That's what everyone wanted of him. The ref was
like, throw out some ears, do the thing, like points at all four sides. Like, he didn't do any of it. And
he didn't have to be CM Punk or Daniel Bryan. He didn't have to chain wrestle. He didn't have to do a backflip. He didn't have to do a suplex. He just needed to do like a leg drop. Maybe not.
Here's my question for you.
Yeah.
If we were giving standardized tests to wrestlers,
I don't want to be part of this question.
And you had Brian Cage, Jeff Cobb, and Hammerstone in the same room. Do any of them pass the test? And if so, who has the lowest score? No, Byron won't even participate in this question. All right, I'll move on. Anyway, look, man, he's the guy you were supposed to book for that win. I don't disagree with the booking. The booking was fine.
Yeah, no, he was no. I will.
And
say
if you saw the crowd reaction to him, it was the correct choice. It is the match you want to see, but I just want the match to actually be good, and I just don't know if Hammerstone has that in him. Maybe he does. I'm holding out hope for the guy. I mean, I think the Indies need him. I think MLW needs him. I just want him to live up to what they need.
Yeah.
So
there's something. I mean, watching his match against Tom Lawler, which whatever, it's going to air on an episode. I really wanted more from him. I hadn't seen Hammerstone, but I've seen him. I think Hammerstone would be probably the best out of the three of that group of three.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him like definitely during COVID. He's definitely found a way to like get in better shape and apply himself. And also he's been upping his social media game to promote himself. Mm-hmm. Because he doesn't work for a big, he's an independent contractor, or he's his own small business. I think he does better than like Jeff Cobb tweeting like, man, right. Like it, taking a Uber to the airport, it sucks.
Look, and out of all those guys, like Jeff Cobb's a wonderful guy.
They're all wonderful guys.
Jeff Cobb, and he does good business too. Like, he's not any kind of jerk in the locker room or anything. He just
he smells nice.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, and I think Cage is a decent human being too. But anyway, we are going to stop talking about Hammerstone. Anyway, I want to talk about GCW a little bit.
Yeah.
First of all, dear Lord.
Yeah.
Since when was it okay to run a 2-day event with that kind of content? Like, that's not okay for those guys' health. And Parker just won a belt in Japan and flies over and then kills himself again and then does some stuff on the third day. Like, oh my God, what are you guys kidding me? These are human beings. Like, I like hardcore wrestling. I like some of the super bloody stuff. Like, look, I like all kind of wrestling. I like mat wrestling. I like, the hybrid style stuff like Bloodsport. I like, high flyers. I like hoss fights. I like all of it. I like extreme style wrestling as well. And I think that GCW does a pretty damn good job of offering a full slate of styles.
Absolutely.
But Holy smokes, man. There was some fucking carnage at that show. And I'm going to say kudos to Matt Cardona. I've never been a huge Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona fan. Never disliked him any, but he just, he didn't do a whole lot for me. But I thought that match was exactly what it was supposed to be. I thought Nick Gage was spot on with what he did. And their death match wasn't even as big as the actual death match earlier in the evening. Like they did way less spots. They were way slower, more deliberate, but the way Cardona bled and played for the camera and let Gage do his, thumb rub pizza cutter thing and
crying
all the spot. Oh, and the crying was phenomenal.
It was so good.
And the fact that he didn't Hogan it. He still held up the belt when they were showering with cans and plastic water bottles. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I thought that there's a bit of controversy. Dave Meltzer, by the way, like he's entitled to his opinion because he's seen a bunch of people, fans, performers, referees, ringside attendants, crew, whatever, get hurt from that type of throwing trash in the ring.
Right.
I say a venue like this in like a smaller promotion, it's a great visual. It's the visceral reaction you're looking for, but just don't sell projectiles. Do paper products. You're throwing soda cups, you don't give people cans or bottles. And then
they were clearly serving canned beer at that place, and he's lucky that it was at the end of the show and not a single one of those cans was full because there's a bunch of drunk alcoholics out in Atlantic City. But
well, I mean, you're at a GCW. Well, also like that reminds me of PWG shows where like
he thinks says Cardona's going to glue some action figures on that ugly belt.
I mean, I think it gets so hot there with all the dancing that they apparently do at those shows. You drink whatever you buy, you're drinking it. Like you're not going to have a full cup of anything unless you're peeing in a cup, so you don't have to go back to your seat. But
wow, I don't know if you do that in New Jersey. I think you just pee on the back of the guy in front of you.
I think you just pee yourself.
Maybe if you're in the front row, you have to use the cup. I don't know.
So we're going to, in theory, be in the front row at a GCW show in Los Angeles. After watching this weekend's GCW shows, I mean, if it lines up with your work and everything, how do you feel about that?
Bro, I used to sit in ECW shows.
Oh yeah, that's right. You used to go to ECW shows back in the day all the time.
Look, am I excited about the prospect of inhaling light tube stuff? No. Would I do it? We can have an excuse to wear masks. Yes. Would I do it anyway because I'm a mark for that kind of stuff? Yeah. Will I catch a bloody dude without rubber gloves on and let him bleed on me in the front? Yeah. I mean, I'll sell. It's fine.
I gotta pick up specific clothes now. That's one thing. Like Matt Cardona was able to leave the arena untouched, and I think there was a respect factor. Like they're not hooligans, Or,
he did run out and he went out the front door, not the wrestler entrance, and then walked around the building back to the back. I think he looked around and was like, "No, I'm going that way because that's the easiest way out of here." And the rowdies that were along the entrance path. Nick Gage couldn't even get to the freaking ring. I mean, he got swarmed. The camera couldn't even get a shot of him. I think even Nick was a little irritated. Like, guys, I know I'm your hero and shit, but like, seriously, can I just get to the fucking ring? I got work to do here.
That's every time.
I know, but like I've seen it before, but normally you can at least even still see him. Like he was buried under a mass of humanity.
So Effie performed. He wrestled. Effie rules. Effie's the goddamn coolest wrestler out there right now, by the way. But he tweeted a video of Nick Gage like 20 feet before the entrance, starting running to get momentum.
To try to get the 2 feet in.
Yeah. Hey,
Balls Mahoney once wiped his custom painted metal chair across his bloody face and gave it to a fan in ECW. Yes.
That fan was Justin.
It was not. I got a high five from a bloody hand of Balls Mahoney once, though. That was cool. But that was actually in Florida. That was not in Philly. That was down in Florida at, what is it, Living Dangerously 99 or something? Whatever, one of those pay-per-views that they did in Florida. Anyway, I thought GCW was it was worth watching.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand it's not for everybody, but I think that they had some good wrestling in there. There's a lot of up and coming guys. It does feel it feels very genuine what's going on there. And it had a lot of what I felt MLW was lacking. They got the heart, they got the crowd behind it, they went rogue. I don't know why Court Bauer doesn't do that more.
There's certain things like we were wondering, because we're drawing immediate Lucha Underground comparisons. No one came out and hyped up the crowd. No one came out and said, hey guys, we're in this together. This Azteca Warfare thing is going to be really dope. We're going to show you a little bit now. Hope you enjoy it. We're trying to put together something really special for you. And then everyone would have bought in. The crowd would have been way better. Now at GCW, like already there's so many like ambassadors of that company. And then you have a ring announcer, Emil, who hypes everything up, gives everyone their own special ring entrance.
Or in Cardona's case, totally undersells it perfectly. Like, no, dude, I am the home team guy. You suck. And Matt Cardona. That I popped so hard for that. I thought that was hysterical. I thought that was great. Though that was not the thing that made me laugh out loud in wrestling this week. Remind me to tell you what that thing was later. There was an actual funny thing that was intentionally funny in wrestling this week that I laughed out loud more than I laughed at season 2 of Dave on FX, which is like one of my favorite sitcoms.
I got to watch that. We got to talk about shows we're watching too. But before we do that, should we talk about a different show? Are you done with everything? Can we talk about a different show everyone should be watching?
What's that, Byron? It sounds like you want to talk about it, so let's talk about it.
I want to play the commercial for...
Oh, we're not to a commercial break yet.
No? Okay. So I at this show, actually, so I watched Ted Lasso. It's great. I mean, that's what everyone is saying anyway. Nothing new. But I also have been watching The Detroiters, which reminds me a lot about our dynamic, which is probably why I feel like it's such a good show. It's just two guys who really know what they're doing in Detroit. One of them, his dad owned a advertising agency.
I think you have to stop and think about it. You got the COVID brain, brother. You're like,
no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm teasing something that I think no one has seen the show, so they don't know that it's a black guy and a white guy who are best friends who run a failing advertising agency. Just like we're running a successful podcast.
It sounds hilarious. I do want to cram WWE into this segment, Byron, in the next 8 minutes or so for a few reasons. And I will tell you, the funniest thing that happened this week was in Cleveland at SmackDown. Cleveland, Cena comes out and Cleveland booed the whole Cleveland Guardians thing. The Indians are changing their name, if you hadn't heard. About fucking time. Jesus Christ. And I know it's not the greatest name in the world, but who the fuck cares? It was just time to move on from the other one, guys.
That logo looks the same.
People in Cleveland hate it. They're so mad about this whole thing. And it's not even that they wanted to keep Indians. There were just other names that people, I think, liked better or something. I don't know. I don't know what people's damage is, but Cleveland booed as soon as he started talking about the Guardians thing. And I think Cena was expecting a pop, but didn't get it. But that wasn't the funny thing. The funny thing, Heyman, when he comes out and cuts his promo on Cena, and then he starts humming the music and doing the John Cena music thing, I literally laughed out loud. Like I was laughing in a room by myself, out loud, for real, belly laughing. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Just Heyman doing the... And it's just echoing throughout the whole arena, and Cena is almost breaking character. Like the whole thing was amazing. I'm just like, Paul Heyman is so fucking good. Oh my God, I love that guy.
This one quote from Paul Heyman will always stand out in my memory. Many years ago, he was super fat Paul Heyman, and then he became less fat Paul Heyman. It was about, I think, when he wasn't working for WWE and he was running his agency or whatever. And someone asked him, so what have you been doing to lose all this weight? And he said, having a lot of sex.
See, love that guy. Oh man. Roman even got in a weird comment, a sex comment about what was it that he said? He said that Cena's like the missionary position, same thing every night. And I was like, wow, Roman went there. The head of the table, trying to get some kinks under the table.
Roman, hey, Roman's feeling it, man. You gotta,
and he should be.
That shield trio. You have the titty master. Now you have the guy who's anti-missionary, and Seth Rollins, who whatever.
He's a dad. Seth Rollins is a dad. Leave him alone.
Rollins.
So I guess the other big thing is a couple of big things from SmackDown. Balor back in a big way. And so big that all this hype around John Cena now gets erased for Balor being in the match, which I don't think is a bad call, but are they really going to tease Cena like that and then not use him for SummerSlam? I don't know.
I mean, they're a publicly traded company, so I think they're kind of obligated to use Cena.
But the thing at the end, Roman says no to Cena's challenge at the end of SmackDown and says yes to Finn Balor. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, they'll probably have Balor do a match earlier on, and then you think, oh, we're getting a SummerSlam match for free or something. How cool.
I mean, the sad thing is in the promo, I think Balor missed an opportunity to be like, look, that's my belt there, man. I was the first one to hold that. I want it back. Like, why not call back to the fact that he was once Universal Champion, even if it was for, less time than Karrion Kross was NXT champion his first time? Like,
did you hear?
Karrion Kross got 3 nights with his belt and Finn Balor got 1.
That's true. Did you hear? I read on the internet that Kross was supposed to lose to Jeff Hardy again.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. I'm getting to all that. I want to finish with SmackDown first because there's a couple other fucked up things that happened. Not the least of which is the fact that, hey, Cleveland, we brought you a live wrestling show in front of fans. And right now, in the middle of this live wrestling show, we would like for you to watch 2 awesome matches on the Jumbotron from another city that has more people that are more hyped up about wrestling than you.
They were not.
How raunchy was that?
They were not.
How raunchy is that? Where, in Miami?
The rock and roll show?
You don't think so?
Those people, it was all piped in. Those people
were mad.
Hated it. And it was on a stage. So they were
can't really see what was going on.
Couldn't see. No one gave a fuck.
And it was, but it was also still just a giant diss to Cleveland too. It's like, hey, we're glad you guys came all the way out here. You're risking your health and safety in this COVID-y environment to watch wrestling on TV.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, Cleveland cannot catch a break. Also, the one last thing I want to talk about from SmackDown, Jimmy Uso versus Dominic Mysterio. Wow.
Right.
Here's 2 guys that don't look like they're in very good shape. This match was really sloppy. They botched like 3 times after the ref calls for the go home. Like, they just couldn't clean it up. Please, WWE, never have Dominic Mysterio and Jimmy Uso wrestle each other ever again. This isn't one of those things where they should just keep working on it and work it out until they get crisp. No. I've seen them both in matches that I've liked. I've seen them both do things that I liked. They are not a good matchup. Please never let this happen again, WWE. Pretty please. It was dreadful, and it was embarrassing to the whole company. I mean, you got Jimmy Uso, who is in the top, one of the top programs right now with the whole head of the table thing and the family and all that stuff. And you got Dominic, who's been doing great stuff with his dad, and he's a young prospect for the company and a commodity that, you're investing heavily in. You're exposing way too much by having those 2 guys in there. Jimmy looked like the alcoholic that he is. Dominic looked as green as he actually is. Please never, ever do that to either of those poor guys ever again, or your fans. That was some bullshit garbage. But let's talk a little bit about Raw. Let's talk a little bit about tonight's NXT. Let's talk a little bit about last week's Raw. Here's the thing. Lashley, first of all, pulls a Roman Reigns himself and won't give Goldberg an answer, but I'm pretty sure that match actually is happening. I don't know what they're doing with the Cena thing.
Imagine you book Goldberg for one Raw to do a promo where he goes, "I'm next," and the other guy says, "Nah."
No,
and then you
no, dog. And in the process, Lashley gets to destroy his homies, the Hurt Business.
That was lame.
I mean, it was lame, but at the same time, like, at least they're acknowledging it. It's like, if you break up a group, at least let those guys feud with the guy that you're breaking up the group for. Like, that match should have happened months ago.
They super job though. It was like giving them just something to do. I want to ask
they're super jobbers now. They're supposed to super job.
They shouldn't be super job. I don't know. I don't know what happens in that company. It's not for me.
I mean, you know what happens in that company? You spend hours and hours of television investing in Everrise, and then you let them go. That's what happens in WWE.
Those guys are fun and entertaining
as jobbers. Like, they're the perfect jobbers, and they're gone now too. Like, I don't get a lot of things there.
So who are your guys going to be? Anyways, I wanted to ask you about Raw, what you thought. I don't know if this is new, but what you thought about this new, or when it became new, the Bobby Lashley entrance. It felt like it sucked all the heat out of him.
Yeah, but so does Keith Lee's entrance right now too.
Keith Lee's a jobber.
Keith Lee's new entrance is terrible.
I
don't like a lot of these new entrances. I also don't like how they're doing Karrion's entrance at Raw.
Yeah.
I think they just need to switch up the whole thing. And we talked about this before. Like, when he first got the entrance, it was great. But at the same time, they need a scaled back version, and it's not this. They're trying to make this be the scaled back version, but it's got too much. Like, just give him some metal music and let him walk out. Give him Seth Rollins' old music or something. I hate Seth's new music too, by the way. I miss, like, you hear the burn it down, and then I expect the thing to happen. And then it's this other music now that's also hype, but like the wrong kind.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of entrances that are very amiss in WWE right now, which is normally something they're really, really good at. Like, even when they did the stupid Cesaro Sheamus thing with the, where they're walking around each other, like, something about that entrance just worked. It felt like it was well planned. The timing was right. The music worked. Even Shinsei coming out with the guitarist that can't play the fucking riff right now. Like, sucks. Oh, so many great entrances. Yeah. Balor's entrance is not bad, but the whole thing says Prince up there, and then they don't even call him Prince Devitt or whatever.
Oh, here's something.
I don't get that. Like, if you're not going to give him back the gimmick.
Zeus King says, Keith Lee says he's going to give his side of what's going on in a couple of weeks.
Okay, so here's what I know. Here's the deal, guys. Karrion Kross has had heat with the company one time. His burial on Raw had nothing to do with the heat. The one time he got heat backstage was because he called Adam Cole little man, which led to Adam in a promo on air. He called Adam Cole little man, which he was told not to do. He did it anyway because Adam Cole is, in fact, a little fucking man.
He's 6 feet tall. Wikipedia that shit.
Right. Exactly. He's got some kind of issue with it. He doesn't want to be seen that way. He doesn't want people to see him that way. And NXT office has agreed that they don't want their smaller roster in general to be looked at as a smaller roster. So it was a no-no. Kross stepped in it a little bit with that one thing, which led to an overheated promo with him and Cole throwing the water bottle at Scarlett unintentionally, which they squashed later. And Kross got slapped down for it in the back. Everything was made peachy. So the one time he got actual heat, and they squashed the whole fucking thing, guys. The whole thing got squashed down. Cole apparently, was sorry about the water bottle thing. He didn't realize because it was so full that it was going to projectile like that. He thought the water would just kind of splash out. Kross overreacted a little bit post-show, or post that moment, and was cursing and stuff, which he also wasn't supposed to do, which he got a little heat for in the back. He's yelling at the camera, swearing and whatnot, which he never does, by the way. He one time the guy's freaking lost it. So yeah, they had some heat. It was heat of the moment. Kross said some fucked up shit to the guy. The guy gave it back to him, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You squashed it in the back. The WWE thing, from everything that I've heard, is Vince. It was a tryout. Vince is treating Karrion Kross like new talent. He did all of the things that you would do if you were picking up a guy from the locals back in the day with SmackDown and Raw before there was an NXT. That is still how Vince works. So you have to erase all the NXT shit. You have to erase all the NXT storylines. You have to look at Karrion Kross as if he's Kevin Kross wrestling down the street at the local high school gym. Because that's what Vince says. And he says, oh, you guys think this guy's good? Bring him in. We'll put him on main event. So they brought him in. They put him on main event. Oh, that's not too bad. Let's try him on SmackDown in a dark match. Tried him on SmackDown in a dark match. Not too bad. Like, okay, I'll give a kid a shot. Bring him up on Raw. We'll see what he does when he jobs to Jeff Hardy. So he goes on Raw. He jobs to Jeff Hardy. And then Vince apparently thought that it was decent. And he said, okay, yeah, bring him back next week. Let's keep seeing what we can do with the guy. So then he gets another chance, and and Vince still gets his way because instead of Karrion Kross losing this week, it's Keith Lee, some other guy he called up from NXT that has to job out. Though Keith Lee is better as a jobber in this situation than Kross because Keith doesn't have any heat right now. He's got nothing going for him right now in WWE to the point where, man, they got to get him a program soon or Keith needs to get the hell out of there.
Yep.
The announcers are doing their job too, man. They're trying to put it over. It's just the crowd is not feeling it.
Since he got promoted, they have been since that moment he had with Brock in the Rumble, I believe.
Right.
They've been just cooling his career. And
Zeus wild. Says you can't unring a bell, but I have to say that if anyone can, it's WWE. In the WWE universe, so many guys have been brought up and squashed down. So many guys have gone through those moments in their career where they're just garbage. Vince treats them like shit. They get a bad gimmick and they do rebound from it and they become top stars. It has happened a lot of times. You know, he wasn't very big on AJ Styles when he came in, but then after seeing him a couple times and Vince was like, yeah, the kid's all right. I kind of like it. Let's put a belt on him. Let's see how it goes. You know, and then he's all of a sudden AJ's a top guy. You know, You can do it. You have to find a way to navigate through the Vince thing. It's all on Kross. It's all on what you do in those moments. Like, look at Damian Priest. Everyone's saying, well, yeah, after Bad Bunny, he doesn't get shit or whatever. It's like, yeah, but what did Damian really do to make the Bad Bunny thing work? You know, look at who John Cena is right now. John Cena is who he is right now because Vince said, yeah, it looks like Vanilla Ice. Make him rap or something. And John ran with it and did the stupidest. If you go back and watch those first 3 times that John rapped, it was dreadful. It was X-Pac heat. There was no one clapping or booing or cheering. It was just cold nothingness reactions. And then by 2 months later, it is like the most over gimmick ever. Enzo Amore was the same way. People just thought it was stupid at first. And then he started playing himself into the gimmick and amping it up even more. And it worked. Like, you just got to know that, yes, Vince is an idiot. Was it smart to job Kross out to Jeff Hardy on Raw? No. But is Vince going to do stuff like this to, let's test the kid's mettle. Let's see what he does in this situation? Yes, he's going to do that crap. Everyone just has to accept that. And it's not because of some weird thing. Kross didn't have some extra level of heat. Nobody's mad at him. Nobody's trying to bury Karrion Kross. He sells a shit ton of merchandise for those guys. They still think that he's an asset to the company. And Kross himself isn't mad at it. Kross isn't mad, guys. Kross is not mad that he had to go and job to Jeff Hardy. He knows that that's the business. He's a smart guy. They're the idiots.
There is something to be said where we get to see Kross come out on Raw and be in a ring with Jeff Hardy. Like, Jeff Hardy, for what he's doing now, like, he was a big star when we were watching the height of wrestling.
Yeah. Kross is not some dick that wants to protect his record or something. He knows he's going to have to take losses in WWE. He's not an idiot.
And it's a marathon, not a sprint, So, like, it was cool. With everything else aside, it was just cool to see Kross walk to a ring in a full arena and walk to a WWE ring in a full arena, and to have him he's just wrestling in a match with Jeff Hardy. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal for any guy who's been in the business as long as he's been in the business. He's been in the business 5 or 6 years, and that guy's been in the business, 23 years?
Yeah.
So, like, chalk it up for what it was. And he was rewarded. He gets to come back this week. He gets to wrestle one of his buddies, Keith Lee. He loves wrestling Keith. They're good friends. They get to go out there, and they get to do a lot of fun, big man spots. His boy gets to put him over this week instead. Like, it sucks for Keith, but at the same time, I think Keith was probably happier, like, if he's going to be jobbing, do it for his homie, so that they can both get over and maybe be on the same card together and work some more magic. Though I'm not a huge fan of Kross and Keith Lee matches because I think they are both too big. I like a little bit more the David and Goliath thing or kickboxer style guys against Kross than to, like, Kross and Hoss fights doesn't do a lot for me. But look, I like Keith Lee and I like Kross, so if that's what happens, I'll take it. But at the same time, it's like he's not in a bad spot. And I just saw so much stuff about there on the internet of, like, Kross has heat and this, that, and the other thing. So I started digging, and the simple fact of the matter is, no, he doesn't. He has the exact opposite of heat. He has interest from the top people at the company to figure out what to do with them. Are they going to make good decisions? Probably not, because that's what they do. They don't make good decisions. But it's not because he's done something wrong. The Adam Cole thing was the only time he fucked up. That's it. That's all I got to say. Enough WWE. Byron, let's take a break and let's come back and talk about some AEW.
All right. I think, first of all, thank you, Rebecca Locke. Holy shit, Byron is making sense. I'm in the Twilight Zone. Wait, I don't think that's a compliment.
It's the COVID brain. His brain is so scrambled, it actually is, like, working for the first time.
But yeah, okay.
I blame it on the COVID.
Hey, Justin, have you heard the news?
What? They're a great new show on Netflix that people...
Freshness of the salmon is what really brings you in. It's saying you just bit into something magnificent. I started doing food reviews in my car around 2009, and then my life changed. I'll go just about anywhere to get some good food. I'm only here for one reason and one reason only. That is to devour. That's looking real good right there. Every bite has to be an experience, and I'm gonna take you for that experience. You too. I'm the captain now. You know I'm not leaving until I tell you what my favorite fried food in the city is. It hits all the spots. What I'm looking for is some good chicken and waffles.
Let me tell you about this chicken.
Mommy, chicken dry?
It's dry, we don't want it.
So you talking juicy?
It's got to be juicy.
Is this what you do?
I mean, this is what we do.
Boom, boom, all over the place. Boom, boom, in my face.
It's the most decadent burger that we have ever made. Starts with 1 pound of Wagyu on there, truffle cheese, gold billionaire bacon on top, big lobster, gold dusted bun. It is the best burger you will ever have.
You need a burger I have in a moment.
All right, enjoy your burger.
All I need for you to do for me is keep it crispy. I had to kiss it. Just give me a moment. I have moments with my food.
I love you, man.
This is fresh, fried, and crispy. Wanna know why I called it hush puppy? Did you hear me say anything while I was chewing it? Hush puppy.
Hey,
I can tell you the secret to this one, Goatse, of how does Dame keep his beard clean. That dude spends copious hours grooming that thing. I mean, that is no easy task. He's up every day at 7 a.m. just to make sure that shit is right and righteous. But yeah, go watch Fresh, Fried, and Crispy on Netflix. It's a show I worked really hard on in the height of the pandemic last summer. It's a good time with Dame drops on Netflix, who I really, really liked working for. I'm currently working not for Netflix, on a brand new top secret show. And if you're in the Los Angeles area and you would like to be a diner on the new show that I am working on his top secret project, and you want to come eat some food, hit me up in the DM. I have some diner spots available on the, let me see, what is it? The 4th, the 16th, and the 21st of August, if you want to come out and be a diner on the show. But you have to be vaccinated. that is one of the rules that they are sticking to for this particular program. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about some Awa. How do you say? Anyway,
Ew, I don't know, man. I need less questions.
AEW. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Sean Spears, Y2J, Labors of Jericho, Part 1.
Yeah.
80% of the package at the beginning was Sammy Guevara taking chair shots. I just am not mad at that. And honestly, I was watching that package and I was like, oh, you know what? Most of those were good chair shots too. They weren't unprotected. They weren't stupid ones. They were good, solid chair shots, and Sammy can sell the shit out of them. They weren't. There was a couple of Jericho ones in there and other ones, but it was nice. Like if you're gonna have a Sean Spears package, why not have Sammy Guevara be on the opposite end of all the damage? Oh, you're gonna buy me a drink, Rebecca?
Later, Zeus.
Later.
Oh, Zeus doesn't like the AEW talk, but we're gonna talk about Lucha Underground afterwards, man.
We will talk about Lucha Underground at some point. But I thought that there was a good kind of segue into everything, and the match was,
the match was good. It was good. I mean, who's going to really expect to be entertained? I don't mean this as an insult, but who's going to expect to be entertained by a Sean Spears match these days? And
it wasn't bad. I liked the storytelling. I liked the ring psychology that was going on. I thought Jericho was actually pretty damn good for where he's at in his career. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, oh shit, this whole Trials of Jericho thing might actually work because he's putting a lot into it.
And,
so I was fine it.
Sean Spears is doing well. I mean, the thing is, like, I like the guy. I think he's a good performer, and he got over doing the tent thing. But then the abrupt, about face into his AEW persona was just so out of left field, and no one really bought into it. And everyone thought he was being a tryhard, wasn't genuine. Right. Even though he was, adequate in the ring. But then this
what really helped this match though? MJF on commentary talking about how Jericho looks pregnant and all that stuff. Oh yeah, God, I love that kid. It was was good stuff.
Good.
The Sammy G thwarting Foley's distraction after 7 minutes. What that was just this weird. Something was a little off there timing wise. I don't know.
Yeah.
Y2J picks up the win. And next week, MJF has promised a no DQ match for Jericho, and that shall involve none other than another surprise this week, Nick fucking Gage.
Yeah.
What? What?
Does TNT know this guy's going to be on the live show on their network?
Oh, they have to tape this. This has to be a pre-taped match. There's no, if 5 people in the audience know his gimmick and start doing any of his chants, they're going to be like, the FCC is going to pull them off the air.
His entrance has cursing in it. When you introduce him.
And look, I get it. Nick Gage is not like a saint. Let's be realistic. There's a lot of people who are very anti Nick Gage for some of his real life things that he's done. I don't think he claims to be a great person, but from everything I've heard, he's kind of more on the straight and narrow these days. But, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's certainly interesting. There's no way that you can book this, tell me you're booking this, have Nick Gage come out of the stage and not pop some interest. Even people who don't know who Nick Gage is have to be like, okay, this is something.
Justin.
Yeah.
Is that Honey Fire Barbecue in Tennessee?
Honey Fire is in, Nashville.
Yeah, I went there with my cousin and her husband.
Yeah, Honey Fire's great.
It was, oh my God. The egg rolls? Oh.
Yeah, we almost featured them on the show, but we were doing another place that had soul food egg rolls, and they got their egg roll on instead. But the sandwich that he did, which I don't even know what he called it, is like the all the South in my mouth sandwich. It was just like everything Southern that you could imagine on a sandwich. It was pretty good.
I got to go back to Tennessee. Yeah. The only 10 I see.
The only 10 you see in Tennessee is the name Tennessee. Anyway, Nick Gage, interesting. Frankie Kazarian versus Doc Gallows. Kaz can still move.
He's great.
It's pretty amazing. And honestly, I don't know how opponents time Kaz right, because his step is so much quicker than everyone. Mm-hmm. Like he just like his gait when he's in the ring is tremendous, and his work rate is tremendous. And I thought that Doc did a great job of keeping up with him. I thought that Doc bumping on the backdrop was amazing, you know. And that match was exactly what it's supposed to be. And then Doc, of course, wins with his sit-out powerbomb deal. You know, it's great. And then I have
a question.
Yeah.
Did Doc Gallows bump once in this match?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, I just said that. Doc, he did. He bumped to a backdrop from Kaz.
I don't remember him ever bumping.
And did a backdrop on him, and it looked good. He bumped a few times early in the match.
Okay.
And then the momentum swung, and then it was all Doc, which it should have been.
Yeah.
But it was one of the reasons why I liked this match. Like, if you can get Doc to bump and sell a little bit, I think he's great. And I think his knees are holding up a little bit better. I don't know if he's been doing any treatments or anything on him, but
DDP,
you know, I worry about him in a lot of the tag matches and stuff, because he always has to bump out. And that's the scariest thing for Doc, is when he does, you know, like a ring and a rope flip and lands on his legs, or, you know, sometimes when he bumps out, like you see the legs come back a little tender after that for the rest of the match. You know, he's a big boy, and this is the problem that a lot of guys his size always have. But I've always liked his character. I like him on the mic. I like his presence. And I think the guy's a star, and, you know, this is the kind of match he should be having every now and then, you know, singles match, show what the guy is again, let him do it like a big man, but make him bump and sell a little bit in the middle of the match. He did what we wanted Hammerstone to do at MLW.
Yeah.
He knew the match. He let Kaz do a little bit of work, and then he took over, and, you know, he was polite with everything, and he made it look good. Of course, then Don and Kenny come out, and there's a beatdown, and then Adam Page brings in a drink for some cowboy shit, and then there's a run-in and bedlam and wrestling stuff happened.
Wrestling.
I don't know. Cage. Brian Cage cuts a promo, kind of. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I love celebrations.
Trying something new.
If they hadn't intercut some Ricky there, I don't know what that would have amounted to. That would have been even more frightening. But not doing a whole lot to sell. Cage disrupting the Ricky Starks celebration, NOLA style, for his FTW party next week. We'll see how that goes. Wheeler Yuta versus Darby Allin. Okay. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this once, and I'm not going to say it loudly because I don't want too many people to hear it.
Uh-oh.
I enjoyed the Orange Cassidy Sting moment.
What?
No, that's it. That's it. I've said it once.
I'm going to download and edit it.
We're going to move on to the rest of the match. Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, it's such a good moment.
Wheeler Yuta is a very interesting new talent.
Justin, what did you think of the chest?
I think he was the right. I think he was the right opponent for Darby Allin, and Wheeler Yuta and Darby Allin.
You're a little stinger after all.
Darby Allin, I think, really got to showcase exactly what he's all about. The live crowd seemed to be very into Darby Allin in this match, and of course, he picks up the win. Darby hits his coffin drop for the win, but the Blade comes in and knocks out Orange Cassidy after the match. That dirty heel Blade. Allie, what do you think about Blade doing some dastardly stuff like that? Oh, Allie approves. Allie totally is behind it, and I think Rosemary agrees with you. All right, moving on. The doctor is in. The doctor is in. If you have an appointment, to see Dr. Britt Baker, now would be the time.
Did she get hurt? I think she got hurt in this match.
She is hurt. I don't know if it was in this match or not, but would anyone be surprised if it was Nyla Rose that hurt somebody?
Yeah, I didn't like the match. Also, I found out I had COVID right beforehand. So
Nyla blows the count, and the audience calls it out early on in the match.
Yeah,
and even for Nyla, this seemed sloppy. It's Nyla is not a good opponent for Britt. It was what we were, when they announced this match, I was like, good, we're gonna get Nyla out of the way. Britt's kind of has to do this because of what they did storyline wise. But now I even regret saying that. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I just don't ever want to see Nyla and Britt Baker anywhere near each other again. No. They can't protect each other well enough. They're working hard. They're both working hard. Like, I don't dispute that.
Right.
They're both really trying. They're both trying to do the stuff right. I don't think there's any real heat between the two of them, but they're just too sloppy.
Oil and water.
Nothing could, but on both sides, Britt didn't look good either. Her shit wasn't very clean.
Yeah, they just didn't gel together. And
no,
I mean, I've seen Nyla have some terrible matches. I've also seen her have some really good ones.
I like that they both pulled the heel move with the belt. Like, I thought the storytelling and the psychology of the match layout was really good. Their execution just wasn't there. If this was NXT, like after this match, there'd be a sit down. There would be a sit down. There would be some extra classes assigned. There would be some things, even for the champ. Like, and this is one of the things you have to like about NXT is like there's a certain level of professionalism and showing people what's not working. Like, I just don't know if AEW is doing that, but some agents backstage should have been giving him the business. Like Jerry Lynn, Dean Malik, like, I need these guys to step up and be like, ladies, that was not it. Whatever that just was, we can't do that. So let's watch the tape. Let's look at what wasn't crisp, what wasn't working. Like, is it the match layout? Were you guys blowing up? Like, was the size difference? What wasn't working here, ladies? Let's figure this out so this never happens again. And that is part of an agent's job. It's not just to lay out the match and help them get through the match and have good ring psychology. It's to help them figure out what the fuck didn't work. So you either make it better for the next time or you never do that shit again. Because that match was hot garbage, and I still am a big fan of Britt, and Nyla's not bad either. I've seen Nyla have great matches. That wasn't it. But Britt's still over. It's great to have her in front of a real crowd, and you can actually see the benefits of what they've done with Britt. FTR and Proud and Powerful Presser, that was kind of fun, like this white trash versus Barrio Boys kind of thing that they did. I don't even know where they were going. It felt like West Side Story was happening. I don't know.
I dig the heat that they're both bringing. I think there's an authentic passion and respect there to make a hot match. I feel like whoever's directing and shooting these things is doing a piss poor job. Santana stands up, starts showing pictures and cutting an impassioned promo. You don't see the pictures.
Right.
So now I'm watching and he's delivering fire. I don't notice because I'm thinking, wait, what was on that picture?
Right. I did the same thing.
It's a disrespect to him. It's disrespect to the performers. Where
he also didn't face it to the camera very well either. But I mean, that the pre-directing was poor in that case, But
there should have been a close-up.
I thought it was. I liked that they did this thing though. It was an attempt at doing something different and not a comedy way. Like recently, the pressers that I've seen, like the sit down one at Impact with the Good Brothers and Finley and Juice. That was great, but it was comedy, And this was kind of like a serious attempt at it. And I like these things. I think they work well.
Yeah.
Even the Samoa Joe Regal thing tonight on NXT, with it felt like you'd seen it before, but it felt new too. The way that Joe did it with the this is a 3-step process thing, and like you knew what was coming, but it worked. Like Joe's back in, he's gonna face off against Karrion. Like the whole thing worked. Regal's mad because Joe broke his promise and is getting physical with people, and like the whole storyline worked. It's really well played.
And Kross laid Regal out last week. He's probably upset about that too.
Yeah, well, Joe's job was to protect Regal. Anyway, But the FTR, Proud and Powerful, like, yeah, of course I want to watch that match. They're great wrestlers. And this is the right thing to do because it needs something more than just great wrestling. Like, you can't, like, if you're going to compete with WWE, don't just give me great wrestling. Give me great entertainment. So then Chavo Guerrero is the new executive consultant to save us from 10 minutes of Andrade El Idolo trying to get out 2 sentences.
Yeah, like, okay, man, we get it. You can speak English. That's cool. Stop.
I think Chavo was just happy that people remembered him. And it's like, yeah, dude, you're Chavo Guerrero. People still remember you. But he seems so pleased to be back out there and having fun. Yeah. I just like Death Triangle. They answer the call. They come out. They're getting through their promo. It's hot. One guy's got a thick accent. The next guy has a thick accent, but does it in 2 languages. And the third guy doesn't even try to speak English, which is Pentagon, which had a translator. And somehow it's all fire. And then Andrade, who's in the ring with this freaking 20, 25-year veteran who can cut a promo, regardless of what you think of Chavo. Chavo can cut a promo. He is a very professional wrestler. He knows what the hell he's doing. And then Andrade is still the one trying to cut the promo, and it just sucked all the air out of the entire segment. Yeah, Andrade, you suck, bro. Let Chavo, like, they just gave you a guy with a stick. Whoever's idea it was for Andrade to still have the microphone for any point in time after Chavo came out there. Like, not only can Chavo be backup physically for you, he can be your mouthpiece. Andrade should have just been whispering over to him and big dick in the whole thing. Like, yeah, okay, cool. I got my guy now. Now I don't even have to do shit. I'm fuck you guys up. Like, that's all he had to do is just whisper some shit to Chavo, and Chavo could be like, yeah, Andrade says he's going to fuck you up. That's it. Like, the whole segment would have been great.
I mean, I feel like there were a lot of egos in that ring. I feel like Chavo wasn't necessarily representing Andrade, but maybe Chavo might also...
Chavo was still trying to get over because he was in Texas.
Yes.
And everybody was super happy to see him in Texas, and I get that. And so let's hope that next week, not in Texas, that you get something else.
I also get like Chavo has been around a minute, and maybe he saw that, oh, the guy he's going to talk for is still going to talk for himself. Well, then I'm just going to kind of do my own thing. Andrade clearly has not learned a thing from his daddy-in-law.
Woo! Wow, Rebecca's spitting fire.
I kind of would like to see Andrade do a little English, I guess, but like mainly like if he's lined up against Penta and you're in Texas, like yell at each other in Spanish. The crowd's going to go along, and then that's going to kind of educate the audience. Like Justin and I, we obviously were like almost trilingual at this point. But like when we were at Lucha Underground, the other people who didn't speak Spanish during Penta promos, they knew when to go, because he's so good at the tone.
Right. The timing and the tone.
You're like, he just said something.
Well, plus he pauses in the right places. Like he'll speak at a regular speed, but then he'll pause, which is great for me and my level of Spanish because it takes me a minute to translate in my head. Like, okay, that means that he said he was going to put his foot in that dude's culo. Oh, okay, asshole. Okay, I got it. Gives me a second.
Yeah. So I think you can kind of educate your audience to kind of understand 2 guys yelling Spanish curse words at each other and understand, they're mad, they're going to fight.
It's what they do in Japan. When the Americans come over there, it's just like Jericho cursing in English and all sorts of promos. And then it's like, wow, angry Americans said a lot of bad words, and they love it. It gets over. They do the same thing here with the Latino and the Mexican performers and the luchadors. Like, why not? Who cares? It's just a language. It's fine. Subtitle it if you have to. Translate it with Alex. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, big thumbs down to Andrade El Idolo. I think he gets the biggest thumbs down of the week for that whole promo, which could have been friggin' fire.
Also, he is headlining a show with alleged rapist abuser, the Pride of Mexico, and I don't think they've sold more than 70 tickets.
Yeah, well, I tell you what I do like, though. I do like that it feels like outside of WWE, a wrestler could show up anywhere right now. And I just like that. It should always be that way. Every company that's not WWE should be working together. What's that?
Lock your door. Lock your door. They're
going to show up in my house.
If you know,
I got Allie and Rosemary back here with me already.
Hey, take it easy.
Speaking of which, the next match is the Blade with his good friend Allie versus Orange Cassidy. And the gut wrench powerbomb on the top rope from Blade. That's all I got to say.
He's
that
dope.
Was just, I was like, whoa, what? What is that? You can't do, nobody does that. And Orange just took it, and Orange was kind of like, no, it's pretty fucking sweet. You can tell he was just like, damn, that was dope shit. Like, I'm glad I went along with that and didn't freeze you out on that move.
Yeah.
It was a decent match. Cassidy wins with the Superman punch and then gets a second orange punch with the Nux on to get his revenge for all the shenanigans that Blade and Bunny have been pulling on him recently. Yeah. Just fun stuff. Nothing wrong with it. This is what you get from Orange Cassidy. It's what you can expect. And Blade is a real solid wrestler. And I like that his gimmick, he just has his gimmick and they don't do a lot with it. I kind of dig that like he just comes out with the apron and he's kind of this weird sadistic thing. And then Allie just comes out as Bunny. Like there's no backstory to it or weirdness. And like, it just lets your imagination go with it.
They had that match with the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks surprised them at their job or whatever. Like that's
it. That's all you get. I love it. And it kind of works for me. Yeah. IWGP US Championship Texas Death Match. Wow. Is that a mouthful or what? IWGP New Japan's IWGP US Championship defended in a Texas Death Match with Archer, Lance Archer using the fan, who was a plant, but sold the right way, looked like a fan. That was great. That's the way that's supposed to go down. It's not supposed to look like an obvious plant. The guy did not look like an obvious plant, though he was. His reactions were great. His shock and awe, Archer not acknowledging it and just kind of going on like he's just a mean, awful person was all great. Archer bled quick from the fork shot. Was that hard way?
I don't think so. I think they did the cutaway so he could blade, and then like he was
I saw the cutaway, but it was like so fast and early in the match, and it was like they cut back really fast. So he caught a vein real quick. Then he did it right.
Like on camera, they caught him throwing it.
Did they?
Apron.
You know me. Normally, I'm really good at catching that stuff. Like Casey remembers everything about old wrestling. Like I'm a wrestling mark in a different kind of way. Like when I watch wrestling, I'm seeing who's leading the match. I'm watching the ref call the go home spot. I'm looking at the technical part of the artwork of what they're doing. That's fun for me. A lot of people want to suspend the disbelief and do all that other stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Adrian. Yes, I appreciate that so much.
Do we know that person?
I don't know, but I appreciate the compliment.
It's just
when I'm
weird
watching
someone we don't know is watching the show,
or that they would take the time to tell us that we suck. That's what should happen more often. I appreciate that. Anyway, when I'm watching wrestling, like I feel like I'm watching it differently than a lot of fans. And it's like, I'm not like Casey. I saw all the same matches in the 80s and 90s that Casey saw. I can't remember all the things in them like he does. Right. I don't want to. Like I sit down and I watch two guys go at it, and I'm looking at what they're doing as artists. Like I want to see how they're creating this stuff. I want to see the tension and emotion they're creating. I want to see the bumps they're taking. I want to see how extreme they get, or how technical they can be, or if they can make a hold look solid. If they're calling the match the right way, if they're going and they're bumping out the right way. Like I'm watching all that stuff, and even Byron will tell you, like when we're at MLW, I'm like, oh, see, look right now, Lawler's going to start leading and blah, blah, blah. Like that's the stuff I'm into. I'm into that kind of stuff, to see those dynamics of how guys work. And this match was really interesting to watch, but it also was good enough that I stopped doing that and I just got into the match, which is amazing because these aren't the guys that I would expect me to do that for ever. So I was pleasantly surprised by the whole thing. If you said it, go ahead.
Here's the thing, with all these Moxley defenses, some of them have been like, oh, this is the one he's going to lose. Like Kenta. I thought he was going to lose to Kenta. I thought that's how they're taking it back. And then it became an issue, a thing where like, oh, they're writing it out. He's going to, like, now he can actually defend it. They have it set up. They're going to have him defend it and have some cool matches like Nagata. Moxley's going to win, but we're going to enjoy the match. And then Carl Anderson, Moxley is going to win, but we're going to enjoy the match. And then this one, it was a rematch. And they were cutting promos, and Archer's the guy who takes you to that point and still loses, but still gets over and still gets the other guy over in a really fun match. But there were moments like when he picked up when he beat John Moxley with the fan. And that there were moments like that when you start noticing, oh, they're giving him spots. They're giving him stuff. This is like the choke slam to Ospreay in the G1.
John was giving him stuff. And that's the crazy part about it, because if you said it, you get it. And when Moxley put the 2 chairs back to back, I was like, first of all, no one sets up that spot for somebody else to take it. Second of all, why is John Moxley going to take that? And sure enough, he took it. I was like, no, are you kidding me right now? Wow, that was, and honestly, with all the light tubes and everything at GCW and all the crazy crap I saw this week, that might have been one of the most brutal spots.
Absolutely.
2 chairs back to back is utter pain, and that can cause some serious damage. And Moxley's got a newborn at home, man.
Yeah. And they did the right thing. They put with the storytelling, they put the momentum in Archer's corner, and by the end, it wasn't like, oh, I guess they have to take it off of him to put it on someone else, or it's someone else's turn. By the end, you're like, this guy's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. And then the barbed wire spot, you're like, there's no way Moxley's kicking out of this. And he did, or like getting up, and he did it. And and you're like, yeah, like you get in the moment, like we were saying, it sucks you in.
It did. It totally did. And I was not looking at the work anymore. I was just enjoying the match. And you guys know I'm not a huge Moxley fan. I do like Archer, but he's never been like my number one go-to guy or anything. But this match did it for me. I was just like, this is good stuff. This is good TV. Yeah. And new after the count out, IWGP US champ, the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. He wins in his hometown in the main, something Vince McMahon would never let happen.
He won in his hometown.
And so what? Hikulea is next. Is that right?
Yeah, he's gonna fight the Bullet Club rookie. I guess he may not be a rookie after a year or so on Strong,
right?
But he's the Tongan cousin nephew guy who is like 8 foot tall.
Yeah, he's huge. He's a different kind of huge though, because he's not like the imposing, thick, super huge. But he's a big boy.
He still needs to fill out. I think he's still super green, but that'll be a fun match.
It'll be interesting. All right, Byron, let's do another quick break, and then we can come back and we can talk about some Lucha Underground.
Absolutely.
Hey everyone, it's Denise Salcedo here in Lucha Central with a reminder of where and when to catch all of the great network content this week. Get the full lineup and listen to all of our shows in the podcast network section of luchacentral.com. Sundays on the Lucha Central Facebook page, world-traveled shooter of the camera kind, Jerry Villagrana goes mano a mano with a fellow photographer to throw down about some of their favorite photos they have taken at Lucha Libre events. Monday, Business of the Business returns as Mass Republic President Kevin Kleinrock takes you inside how your favorite Lucha Libre merchandise gets made. On Tuesdays, Mass Mats and Mayhem takes you inside the world of Lucha Underground as they take you weekly through the series with the benefit of hindsight and the benefit of special guests from the groundbreaking series. Check out the premiere video stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Lucha Central YouTube channel and at luchacentral.com. Then listen to it on your favorite podcast platform every Wednesday. Tuesday nights live, it's Wrestle Boss, where Favi Chulo talks MMA and pro wrestling with special guests and listener call-ins. Visit WrestleBossLive.com Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific to listen live or call in with questions or download the show on podcast platforms on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights live on Facebook, it's Spanish show La Mesa de los Márgaros, giving you both the news and the chisme from around the lucha world. Special guests and a whole lot of fun make it one of the most talked about shows in Mexico. Thursdays, it's Straight Out of the Bodega with Papo Esco and PWR promoter Gabriel Ramirez, as they have guests from throughout the wrestling world pull up to give an inside look into their careers. From indie standouts to television superstars, each week brings a new name and perspective. On Friday, it's your double dose of Lucha Central Weekly podcast, one in English y el otro en español. Lucha Central Weekly is where you'll find all the top stories of the week, both inside and out of the ring from Mexico and anywhere luchadores are in action across the globe. Be sure to subscribe and follow all your favorite Lucha Central Network series on your favorite podcast platforms, either by their own series name or subscribe to the Lucha Central Podcast Network show pages to get all of the shows in one easy feed. And please consider giving a rating to help more fans find the shows that you love. For now, this is Denise Salcedo signing off from Lucha Central Central. Have a great week.
Okay, Lucha Underground Rewind time. It's that moment.
I have a lot to say about this episode.
Do you? I have a couple of three things that I definitely want to say. Anyway, so Lucha Underground Season 2, Episode 19, Judgment Day. Let's start off the episode hot with Son of Havoc versus Daga.
Can I tell you how Matt Cross looked sad in the Battle Royal?
Yes. Did he look sad here?
I think he wore a mask, but you could tell that it was wet under the eyes.
Oh man, but you know, good news for him. He's got some really great storylines coming up with Son of Madness. So
who cares about Son of Havoc?
Anyway, look, here's the thing I'll say.
It's a cool thing going
on.
Right?
Daga is a great mat wrestler, and I think he took this opportunity to show that off instead of trying to run ropes with Matt Cross, because that it's not great. So he went for the mat wrestling stuff. He looks good. He made Cross look like he knew what he was doing, and that was that. It was not terrible. It just wasn't exciting. There wasn't a lot of storyline to it until Cobra Moon slithers in and starts leg humping all up on Daga.
Oh,
it was sexy.
Cold. It was cold on the temple. The snake needed a little warmth.
I think maybe Daga has a cold leg because he wasn't running the ropes with Matt. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she slithered all up on him, and Daga. I mean, he just shunned her. He was like, no, I'm not into that, baby girl. You can take your scales somewhere else.
Yeah.
This ain't for you. All this man is not for you, girl. So we'll have to see where that storyline's going. That was exciting.
I am excited because I know where that storyline is going, and I'm very excited for that to start showing up.
All right. Vignette number 1. Puma says, okay, we got to go. Breaks up a little tete-a-tete with Dragon Azteca Jr. and Rey Mysterio. And this was maybe the best promo Trevor's ever done. I don't know. What do you think? He gets 2 lines.
I saw a cool thing WWE did where in slow motion he pulls up the camera outside at night in a super hot sports car, gets out and walks to camera. And then I think he said something, I don't remember. But I
like this. He had a couple.
Was good.
He had a couple of lines. He did them in his real, not actually his real voice. He kind of took the Kentucky out of his accent. Maybe he was trying to sound a little more street or something. Yeah. Maybe they did it 20 takes. But this actually worked for me. And the weird stare down with Ray, where Ray's like, look, young buck, I'm in the middle of something here. Don't be interrupting. Step out. And Puma's like, dude, we have a match. You're going to get your head straight on for our match. And Ray kind of faces up to him like, the fuck you talking to? And then Ray kind of backs down from him. But it was like, you actually felt the heat a little bit. It was not terrible. So I was just I was like, okay, great. We'll take this. And then we move into, oh man, I'm getting text from work this late. Damn. Anyway, then we move into the Trios Championship rematch with Ray, Dragon Azteca Jr., and Puma versus the Worldwide Underground. Coming out with the headbands and the fun stuff. No air guitars yet. We're not quite fully there yet, but you're seeing Worldwide Underground develop some more. This match was different than the previous one, though, in that they segmented out a little more one-on-one-ish. It was like having 3 individual one-on-one matches, and I kind of dug that. Like there was some fun stuff going on here.
Yeah.
The weird one to me, the one that was scary at the time, especially, was after it was a shoulder block, I think, from PJ. Ray grabs his knee. And now normally after a spot that does not involve a certain body part and you see a wrestler grab that body part, that usually means legit injury time. Like he pulled up short on something, he stepped wrong or whatever. And keep in mind that, again, we were all amazed that Ray was going like he was going because he had all these knee problems when he was finishing up in WWE. So to see that one little moment, and he seemed fine for the rest of the match, and I never heard anything else about it, but that was kind of just to take you back to where we were mentally back then. That was where it was at with Ray. It was like everyone wanted to see him. They wanted to see him back in top form, but everyone was just deathly afraid that Ray was past it and that his knees were going to give out at any moment. And that was one of those things where it's like, oh shit, why did he grab his knee? Just as an interesting little side note. And Jack Evans. Like, dude, Jack Evans in this match. What he took all the bumps.
He got to do his 630 though.
He did get to do his 630 finally. And I don't know, like just Jack Evans is just a joy to watch at all times. He's just a pleasure to watch.
Why is he not on TV? Right? Is he hurt?
I don't know. You're right.
On TV.
I haven't been watching Dark or Elevation or the 15 other AEW shows.
Has he been coming out? They're fun, by the way. The tall dude won with a really cool torture rack. Like
Angelico?
Yeah. Sorry.
You forgot Angelico's name?
I was getting mentally tongue-tied about it. Also, Dario always calling him Angelico. Just gets me messed up. Yeah, Jack is twitching on Twitter a lot. But
let's see. I do like that there's a lot of dick kicks in this match. I think Casey would have appreciated that.
Yeah.
There's a dick kick off the shoulders from PJ that happened early on. And then there was Ty distracts Marty, and then Mundo gets a nut shot in on Dash.
They're revolutionizing the game.
So, and I also kind of liked where this story ended with Puma's pissed about all the dick kicks, and then he dick kicks Mundo right in front of the ref. You get the DQ, and we're going into the portion of Puma's career where his character was that he's the hothead young kid, and Ray is kind of the older guy who's got an agenda and doesn't want Puma fucking it up. So I kind of like that storyline, and that's where they ended it here. I like that they got the rematch, but that we're just kind of moving away from it now. And this is all kind of leading towards the Mundo Ray thing eventually, which is interesting. Vignette number 2, Dragon Azteca is at Matanza's cage, and then Lotus comes up and he says, but he killed our parents. And Lotus is like, no, Dragon Azteca killed our parents. Duh.
And then and goes, grr.
Dragon Azteca Jr., is like, huh? And then Cobb says something really intelligent, which is,
Sorry, I skipped ahead.
No, it's fine. It's good. That's what happened. It's a great line. It's a great promo from Jeff Cobb. That's what that segment amounted to.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the real thing. The real reason to go back and watch episode 19 of season 2. Cage versus Matanza.
Yeah.
And the Gift of the Gods belt is being turned in immediately here for a title shot. It is a match that people had been waiting for a while because of who Cobb and Cage were on the indies at the time, especially. Like this was a hot ticket item, and it did not disappoint in my opinion. This was what I'd like to call an agile hoss fight.
Oh my God.
Right?
I would say this was so for we talk about Cage struggling to AEW to like have an identity or have a place. Like, what belt is he going to fight for? How do you showcase him? This match is Cage using everything, like, and it all makes sense. So it's not like he's doing too much flippy stuff to be an actual heavyweight in it for a heavyweight belt or something. This is him doing everything. And Stryker was on his game, telling the story and commentary. Like, Cage knows like he can't go totally, pound for pound, muscle for muscle against this guy. So he's doing some of these more, head scissors, more the high flying type stuff to get him off guard.
Yeah.
And they still include all the Haas stuff. He's still doing the tornado clothesline. Cobb is still trying to do like his standing shooting star headbutt. Like they pulled out all the stops.
Yeah,
and it all makes sense.
Dude. Oh, like the brute strength gut wrench pump handle thing that he did. Like, it wasn't anything I've ever seen. No one has ever set up that move like that before.
They did the thing you were seeing on the indies at the time, where you would no sell German suplexes and German each other 8 times and then fall down. Except they finished it with Cobb going from German, then like dead weighted a gut wrench German suplex.
And the thing about Cobb's power moves that people don't realize is he does all these reverses of momentum, even in his finisher. That is so hard to do. It's one thing to like deadlift, 300 pounds. It's another thing to get momentum going one direction and then change it while you're carrying around a 300-pound dude.
There's a reason you don't see anyone else doing Cobb's specific stuff. There are deadlifts, like deadlift gut wrench, deadlift doctor bombs, or even Kenny Omega, who's strong, but he's still kind of a middleweight, where he can pick someone up without them helping get them up for a suplex or something. A lot of people do those, but no one does the change of momentum stuff.
And he did it like 5 times in this match. And here's the thing. Cage not blown up in this match. Cobb not blown up in this match. I have no idea how. And this match in real life was longer than it was on TV. Amazing. It has to be a record for power moves in a match. It has to be.
Yeah.
From both sides. Like, maybe there's a match out there where one guy was doing this many power moves, but like this is what you can't get from a Keith Lee and Kross match. They can't do this.
They can't keep up.
No, like they couldn't do this, but like Kross and I just can't see anybody that he could go toe to toe with like this. I kind of wanted to see Kross and Aleister Black maybe try something like this one of these days, but
Kross and Cage was pretty good on the indies.
Yeah, it was great, but I mean, this is where it was at, man. This was exactly what was advertised, and then eventually Matanza getting the Wrath of the Gods and pulling that off that far into the match after that many power moves and seeing him get that momentum change for the swing.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. And this was the point in time where no one was mad that Matanza was holding up the belt.
Right.
No one. There was not a person in that room that was mad at it. And as much as everyone wanted Cage to win at the time, and Cage had major, like, nobody was mad. This was a real match. You got to see all of Cobb. You got to see all of Cage. They did all of the things, and they looked great. And still, your Lucha Underground champion, the Monster, Matanza Cueto. All right, that's all I got. Byron, I'm gonna go do some things. You feel better, man. I'm so super sad that you have the COVID, and hopefully you're close to getting on the other side of it now. You're what, about 6 days in, 7 days in, 6 days?
I don't know. I tested on Wednesday, so I'm about a week from there, but I was feeling bad Monday afternoon. I don't know. I'm basically, when I get a good day, I'm gonna take a test, and I'm gonna get 2 clear tests before I go back out in the wild.
All right, man. Well, you hang in there. We're sorry to hear about it. Happy birthday, Casey. Happy birthday, Thunder Rosa. All the good things for Thunder Rosa this week. And very proud of her. Very proud of Kross getting his comeback too. So until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.